Let's face it, maths is a massive problem in South Africa. The members really do speak for themselves, but the solution might be a lot closer than we think. Ms. Mmabatho Mokiti runs a company called Mathemaniacs. I love the name. She's with me now. Ms. Mmabatho Mokiti, good morning. 2 years old. It's incredibly successful what you've managed to do. Top 200 young South Africans at a rather tender age. We're not going to talk about how old you are, 25. But you've done incredibly well in trying to get the youth into maths, and I imagine subjects later in life as well. Why did you do it?
I think while I was studying at varsity, I got interested in maths and science, and also how African kids they just shy away from maths and science. And my whole mission from that day was just to get more young people into the STEM field. But most importantly, I always say that we need an African textbook for African students because we live in a different environment. So we need to start developing our own maths curriculum, our own science curriculum, because I think our country is capable of doing that.
Now, when it comes to maths in this country, though, 143rd out of 144, it is a monumentous task to try and get this right. Some people blame university, entrance is too difficult, some say it's high school, some say it's teachers, some say it's parents. Where do you land on this debate?
I think it has to start at a foundation phase. If the learners aren't getting the foundation that they need and are not interested in the subjects, then it actually plays a role in high school, which then goes into university, because if they're not loving the subject in high school, how are they going to get into the STEM field in university? So it really comes about more the foundation phase. We need to start creating a very good early foundation phase in maths and science, just to get them interested and to start engaging in real life instances and problems.
Make it real. I think that's really what I think a lot of people are looking for as well. Maths, though, I decided not to go ahead with maths. Shamedly, as I sit here talking to you, decided not to go with maths instead of 8, as it was known then as well. It's not very sexy, is it? It's not a sexy subject.
It is. I think it is. It just, well, with me, I think people are always surprised to find out what I do. And it's just to show them that you don't have to look a certain way if you're going to be a mathematician or if you want to go into the maths and science field. But it is a very, you learn how to think analytically in a very different way from all the other individuals, and that puts you a step ahead of everyone else.
This Dad Fund we just had running at the bottom of the screen a second ago, what is that all about? Help people take maths further. It's great to have a matric with maths, but what do you do with it?
The Dad Fund is really a non-profit organization that I'm a director of, and it's mostly to just encourage young people to study further after matric, whether it be in the maths or science field or in any other field. But we also concentrate on the education of a girl child. So we say invest in a girl child and let them pursue careers in any field.
Now, when it comes to trying to get something like this Mathemaniacs out to the people that need it most, where are you focusing on? I imagine you've obviously done a lot of research and realized there's problem provinces, for example, but where can people find Mathemaniacs? I love the name.
Well, at the moment, we're only in Johannesburg, but we also go out into the other provinces when we are asked to, in order to do a workshop. Because besides private tutoring, we also design a lot of CSI programs for big corporates. So we encourage corporates to invest in sustainable programs in the maths and science field. So we do a lot of educator and learner support, where we train the educator, and we also with her in the classroom to bring down the learner-educator ratio.
Where were you when I was coming through high school as well? Now, what's the message for struggling maths students? It's so easy to give it up because they say as long as you got an exemption, was it the M score, you can get into university. You don't need maths. But it's not true anymore. You need it so much more these days than before. What's that message to someone who's potentially in a position to drop maths as a subject?
I really encourage people to get into the maths field because there's just a gap. But also maths is about practicing. It's not you wake up today and you write tomorrow and you've got it like any other subject. But you really need to practice. And I always say to people, practice every day. Make it part of your routine. Because I have had people in their 40s and 50s come back to me and say, I can't go up in the corporate ladder. Please come help me with my maths and science. And I don't want young people to be those people who call me up in 50 years' time and say, oh, please come help me. I need to get up the corporate ladder. It always catches up with you. It really sets you apart from everybody else in the corporate world. So I really say to someone, if you invest in your maths and science education or your maths education, it really gets you further in life.
All right, just a final one from you, just to give us your website very quickly. We're going to bring it up on screen, I think.
It's www.mathemaniacs.co.za.
I still love the name. I said it 3 times now, Mathemaniacs.
Yes, it's crazy about
Where
maths.
were you all those years ago? Well done to you as well in hoping to get the youth through maths, through varsity, and onto careers. Congratulations to you as well. Ms. Mmabatho Mokiti, Managing Director of Mathemaniacs. That website going up on eNCA.com later in the day.
News that moves. eNCA.com.